Okay, so after a very, very, very long time, we finally got a new cartoon therapy, and I can already see that you're doing Into the Spider-Verse and art therapy, which is really, really cool. Obviously, I'm an artist, so I'm looking forward to this. I'm a little bit sick, so if I sound a little bit weird, it's because my nose is still stuffy, but otherwise I'm okay. So I guess we'll just go into it.
Oh hi! The video will begin soon, but first, do you need a new hat for the summer? Well, these new bucket hats, courtesy of Could Be Gayer, are available for the month of June. Designed by Bree Grace, the Could Be Gayer logo is located on the inside of the lid for discretion, and hollow decals are also available, with or without words. Percentages of the proceeds for the month of June will go to the Florida ACLU, and we all know they need it. So, get them while you can. It's all available at thomassanders.com. Okay, video, start now.
Gotta put that disclaimer there.
Okay, let's do this one last time. My name is Dr. Emile Picani. For the past several years, I've been the one, the only therapist in whatever office building they let me lease out. I've helped some people, talked about my hyperfixations, and I did this. But after everything, I still love being a therapist. There's only one Dr. Emile Picani, and you're looking at him.
Are you talking to me?
I love the overalls.
I am now. Hi, Sam.
The little Robin Lego guy. I have an Ahsoka of him. Of that Lego head, blockhead or something.
Well, good to officially meet you in person, Sam. I didn't get to do my usual shtick. You snuck up on me.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, too.
Yeah, enter. Stage right. I'm glad you called me, beeped me, because you wanted to see me.
Definitely a different vibe than the Zoom session. I see you have a
That's so cute.
special interest.
Thanks for noticing. Now, Sam,
Are you gonna
let's
do a
get down
pop-up
to
for every
business
time you do
to
a reference?
defeat
'Cause that's
whatever it is that
awesome.
made you want to wander over yonder to see me today.
Okay, hold on. Is this some kind of cartoon therapy?
Yeah. Roll
Is that your
cards.
shtick?
Ooh, mind those walls. The fourth one's fragile. But yeah, I guess you could say that. I just like combining my passions.
Okay. Well, as we touched on in our initial get-to-know-you meeting, something's wrong, and I don't know what.
Oh, that's okay. One can't usually be like Jimmy Neutron and think, brain blasting their way to an answer. I mean, there is a reason he's a genius. The important thing is you know how you feel. That's a start.
I guess. I just
don't know
hope I
what
can
it's
get
like.
to an answer soon.
Tell you what, Sam. Let's do an exercise. I have some paper here and some art supplies.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter your skill level. I just want to see you attempt a little self-portrait. Just get yourself into the chalk zone as we continue in the talk zone.
This isn't just because...
It's not just because I like cartoons. I do get why you would think that. Now, may these feelings you're having have anything to do with your current pursuits?
I don't know.
Well, you had mentioned your studies in our get-to-know-you session last week, but all I wrote down here was Zoidberg.
I'm a freshman in college doing a pre-med degree, so... Doctor?
Zoidberg! There we go. I gotta work on my shorthand. Oh, gee, my daddy.
Yeah.
Gemini.
I mean,
It's
it is
compared
kind
to
of
a child.
Oh, overwhelming. I bet you placed that word somewhere on that paper.
Okay.
Is it the classes that are overwhelming you?
Yeah, it's kind of everything. I have trouble keeping my grades up because I wait until the last second to do all my work, and then I crack under the stress of having procrastinated for so long, and then I get burnt out for the next few days, and then the cycle starts all over again. And I can't ask my professors for help because the classes are so big, and then I get too confused when I try to navigate student resources, so I don't
Can
know.
you not
Sorry,
call me
I
out?
lost my train of thought.
No need to apologize. I'm like Dumbo right now. All ears. Keep going.
I just feel like I'm dying sometimes.
Zoinks.
Well, obviously not literally. I mean, Maybe a little, literally. I just feel trapped.
Interesting. And after class, you do...
Homework.
Ugh, gotcha. Maybe write that word down too. Not gotcha, but homework. Anything you like to do with your friends? Ultimate frisbee, spoken word poetry jam, solving crimes with your meddling friends and talking dog?
I don't have any friends to do anything with. All my close friends go to different schools, and I haven't been able to connect with anyone here. But I guess that's my fault. I don't know.
I see. With a situation like that, I can understand how you might feel stuck. Not unlike Luz Noseda from Owl House, feeling stuck in the human world before stumbling upon the demon realm.
I've never seen Owl House.
No? Huh. Well, it's also
Yes.
like Molly Tillerman, stuck in Central Park while trying to find her place in the world.
Haven't seen Central Park either.
Dang it! Well, that was
Well,
a stretch
I
anyway.
haven't seen
How
that
about, it sounds like you are bound to your circumstances, just like Miles Morales bound to his very dorm room chair by some super strength webbing.
That one I recognize.
Yes, first try. All right, I can work with this
First
parallel.
try.
You are Miles Morales.
Yes, that is me. Spider-Man.
Well, sure, you don't have super strength or swing from buildings, but I would actually wager you're a lot like Spider-Man. You don't have super strength or swing from buildings, do you?
No.
Oh, well, give it time. Who knows? But let's exclude the Peters and the Gwens for a moment and focus on one Spider-Man in particular. Miles from Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, but why?
Well, you watched the movie. Miles is transferred to a new academy away from his friends that he's come to know and is bogged down by his studies with which he's unsure whether or not he can keep up.
They're counting on me. Probably not you specifically.
I just don't see how comparing me to an animated figure that's going through the same stuff is gonna help.
Oh, well, can you tell me why you do not like it, Sam I am?
He's not real. He's a character from a comic book.
Ah, well, yeah. I do understand that. My methods are a little unconventional, I know.
I just feel like after several therapists, I should be able to have some clue as to what's going on, but I just keep getting the same vague advice over and over again. I just want a clear, concise answer so I know what to work on.
You have got to give yourself some credit. It is absolutely natural to be having trouble pinpointing exactly what's wrong. No one comes in here with a full self-psychoanalysis report typed up in MLA or AMA or CBD or whatever it is you kids are doing. In order to get close to an answer, you gotta ask some questions.
CBD.
I guess, but I shouldn't even be feeling this way. I'm lucky.
Why don't you yakety yak and talk about that?
I'm in college. I'm going to earn a degree that's going to grant me stability. Many people don't have this opportunity. My parents didn't even have it.
Now, I think we should do the opposite of Eddie, and Charlie Brown and bring the parents into the picture.
I'm a first-generation college student. My parents came to America to give me a better life. I mean, what do I have to complain about? Seriously.
Okay. You may not like what I'm about to tell you, but I want to talk about Miles Morales again.
Fine. Go ahead. What's another waste of a therapy session?
See, there are a number of powerful messages that you can gather from Into the Spider-Verse. One being, don't ever touch a man's bagel. But another that might interest you in particular pertains to the burden of responsibility.
Burden?
Oh, it's all through that movie. While Miles is struggling with
Top
school,
final
he's
40 years
unsure about
ago.
voicing his
Super
feelings to his parents, his father in particular. He's scared of not being able to live up to the expectations they put upon him. Tell me, Sam, I know about your college courses and I know about your homework. If you were to actually get some time for yourself, what would you do for fun?
Well, coincidentally enough, I like to draw.
Like cartoons?
So, sometimes. I mean, I'll draw anything, really.
Huh. Would you say it makes you happy?
Yeah,
You happier than studying pre-med?
sure.
What would happen, you think, if you decided you didn't want to study pre-med?
And do what? Study art?
I mean, that's one possibility, sure.
Nothing would happen, because that's not a possibility.
Why not?
Art is not a stable career. My parents and I worked so hard to get me here. I'm not just gonna quit because I'm having trouble keeping my shit together. I couldn't do that to them. I just need time to adapt, is all.
Totally understandable. Completely hypothetical. But would it be fair to say that your reasoning stems more from concern for their feelings than yours?
I don't know. I would just feel stupid switching from medicine to art.
Okay. But it makes you happy. That's good to know. At least you didn't have the extra weight that would soon be on Miles' shoulders. Once he acquired those spider powers, it further exacerbated his fears of not living up to his parents' expectations, now with the added dread that it would lead to his father despising him. Ugh.
You really hate Spider-Man?
And then, all of a sudden, he's face to face with spider people from all over the multiverse, each with their own set of expectations for who Miles should be.
How many more spider people are there?
Save it for Comic-Con.
The only person who he doesn't feel these expectations from is his Uncle Aaron. His uncle sees him for exactly who he is, believes in him, and nourishes his desire to get away from life. And what do they do to get away from life?
Graffiti?
Graffiti! At last, I've made it to the nexus of my argument. Took me long enough.
I don't get it.
Sam, Miles used the art of graffiti to get out of his head and display exactly the weight of the world that he was experiencing, using inspiration from his reading assignment from earlier that day, Great Expectations. There he is in the center of his creation, and projected behind him was what he truly wanted. No expectations. It may not have granted him the answers to his struggle, but it at least allowed him to convey what he was struggling with to others, and possibly make it clearer for himself. One could look at that activity as a form of art therapy.
Wait, so is that what...
That is what I'm having you do right now, yeah. Figured you'd enjoy it, seeing as how you like to draw.
But you asked me to do this before I told you that.
Call it a spidey sense.
My outfit?
That might have been a good clue. I just didn't want to make an assumption based on appearance. It was more the art portfolio sticking out of your back. Do you mind if I see some of your creations?
Sure. Let me just
Ah, one of the classic ones.
take the whole thing.
The classic black
Well,
ones.
call me the land in Adventure Time because, ooh, you have the chops for it too. Take it from the guy who loves cartoons. Oh.
You are just being nice. You and my friends, it's nothing special.
Now, why can't something nice also be true? Here, I want you to try to finish your self-portrait, pairing it with subjects and feelings that have been occupying your head recently.
Okay.
Here's the thing, Sam. Miles probably didn't look at what he was doing as art therapy. His dad, a policeman, disapproved of him placing his stickers around the city, or slap tagging. In the city of New York, graffiti and tagging are illegal. But it's an accessible art form. It's easy to do while you're dealing with your other responsibilities, and I mean, it's just downright fun. I don't know what to tell you. But on top of those other things, it's a way to be heard.
To be heard?
Graffiti has always been an art form used by those attempting to reach an audience outside of their community. It demands attention, and it is inherently linked to self-expression. You see how that could be helpful for people finding their voice?
I guess.
For Miles, his art and self-expression were so important that when it finally clicked who he wanted to be, not what others wanted him to be, he used his art to help create his suit. It was that important to his identity. He learned that with great power came the great burden of responsibility, but it didn't mean sacrificing who he was.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad it worked out for him. An animated character.
You seem to keep thinking there's this big difference between a cartoon character and a real person. Okay, of course there is, but why do you think we relate to so many of them?
Because people make them relatable?
Exactly! They were all created by real people. People who have dealt with feelings of confusion, sadness, dread, and the happy emotions too. In a way,
What are those?
any artistic creation could be some artists or a group of artists' form of catharsis. Putting down on the page how they themselves feel or have felt, or relaying experiences they've had in order to communicate those feelings to others. We're talking music, fashion design, humming, origami, cross-stitching. Anything can be a form of catharsis for the creator. and there's no correct way to use the art form either. The creators of Spider-Verse used their artistic expression to convey feelings that would have otherwise been more complicated to explain verbally, such as Miles being animated in a choppier 12 frames per second at the beginning of the movie, as opposed to the smoother 24 frames per second he was moving in by the end of it, after he had come into his own. We may not have had that explained to us, but subtly, we were seeing it. They utilized the art of animation in a truly innovative way in order to communicate their idea.
That is pretty cool.
Ah, heck yeah! I mean, if you want to see more proof of how art makes an artist feel, you can see it when one of their characters happens to also be an artist, like Miles. Molly Tillerman from Central Park, she creates comic books and uses her superhero persona to help her work through everyday problems she's having. Art therapy. Luce Noceda from Owl House literally discovers magic because of her passion for art. And somehow draws perfect circles.
Witchcraft.
Have you gotten to talk with your parents about your feelings of struggle?
No, they just wouldn't get it. I'm the first in our family to go to college. Our only prior knowledge came from what it looked like on TV. They have no idea how stressful it is.
What about talking with other students?
No, I don't really know anyone.
Well, I bet you'd be surprised how many of them are struggling too, especially while participating in remote classes these past few years. People's inspirations have been killed, they've had feelings of isolation, they've had no free time and incredible burnout. Some have lost out on the opportunity to experience the more fun aspects of college. Communication is sometimes terrible over Zoom, and don't even get some people started on breakout rooms.
Yikes. Well, yeah, that's all relatable.
And those are real people. I'd wager that if you took the time to let them know what you're going through, they'd relate. And there would be some solace in that.
Would there really, though?
Again, feelings and life are complicated. And while there is no quick fix to those feelings, it is nice to be seen. Miles had felt feelings of loneliness and dread for his responsibilities, but he soon found out all these other spider people, these great heroes that he looked up to and thought were perfect, they were dealing with this feeling of loneliness and these burdens too. And the same with his father. A repeated phrase throughout the movie is, "You're like me."
I thought I was the only one. You're like me.
One of the biggest takeaways from Into the Spider-Verse is that we're stronger together. And one of the ways we're made stronger is by receiving empathy from our peers, from our family, from whoever.
I don't know. It would feel awkward as hell just going up to one of my classmates and talking about this.
Who says you would have to? Are you done with your self-portrait?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, may I see it?
Sure.
Wow! Now, just by looking at that, I get a good idea of what you might be going through.
It does kind of help me, seeing it all laid out like this. It helps me think about it more clearly.
Oh, that's great! Anyone at any skill level can use art to not only communicate their feelings to others, but also communicate them to themselves. As an added activity, you can take each of those concepts you laid out on that paper and try to determine the feelings or reasons behind them. It can help begin the sorting process you may be looking for.
Wow. Yeah, I never thought of using art in that way. But changing my major, I still don't think I could do that.
You don't have to, but you can. Like Miles found out, the big decisions in your life are yours to make. Not your classmates, not your friends, not even your parents. Miles loved his father.
Dad, I love you.
Dad, I love you.
That's a copy.
But it didn't stop him from tagging a location at the end of the movie that not even his father would be able to find. If a choice works for you, it makes you happy, and it doesn't hurt you or anyone else, it's really irrelevant what anyone else thinks. And it seems like art helps you feel pretty powerful.
Yep, I created a spider-sona for myself.
And this color scheme is poppin'.
Maybe I wanted to relate to Spider-Man more than I admitted. Is that stupid?
You know, there was an interview Stan Lee, the creator of Spider-Man, had with the Chicago Tribune once. He told them he liked Spider-Man because he's become the most famous. And he's the one who's most like me. Nothing ever turns out 100% okay. He's got a lot of problems. And he does things wrong. And I can relate to that. So no, I don't think it's stupid at all. I don't think any of your feelings are stupid or less than important because of someone else maybe having it worse than you. I would try to make time to continue creating things, Sam. Create things to help you feel seen, to help you see yourself.
Dang. All this from cartoons.
You got a problem with cartoons?
A lot of things are more than they seem on the surface, huh?
Same time next week?
Maybe. I might just use this free block of time to, draw.
Well, definitely cheaper. No hard feelings if you go that route. I'll be here.
True.
Not bad, kid.
See ya.
You know the words, it's really obvious.
Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you especially to our writers' room who helped contribute ideas and thoughts and experiences to the
think I
script of
missed
this
that
video.
room.
It
I'm
was
so
very
annoyed.
awesome getting to talk with all of you. If you're interested in joining potential future writers' rooms, you can join at patreon.com/Thomas Sanders. Once again, these bucket hats and the decals are available at thomassanders.com, and thank you all so much for any support that you guys provide. You're all freaking awesome. I love you so much. It was so good bringing Picani back. Such a joy. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care, all you guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Peace out.
Wherever I go, the wind follows, and the wind smells like rain.
Hey.
Could you imagine a seahorse seeing another seahorse and then making it work?
Twit, twit.
My friends actually call me Liv. My enemies call me Doc Ock. You good with that, Spider-Man? That's my favorite line from the whole movie. Just that one.
Well, that was absolutely delightful. I'm not sure if I made it to that writer's room or not. I can't remember now if I was there for the writer's room about that or not. I feel like I wasn't. I must have missed it for something, but maybe it was a while ago and I just don't remember it. I don't know, but that was just really, really lovely and delightful. And obviously I feel called out on several levels, but that's kind of the whole point, is, you know, making it so that you feel seen and related to by other people, which kind of makes calling people out like the first step of, like, you know, making them realize what you're doing. Like, I mean, with her, right, with Sam, it's like calling them out on the fact that they like art and that they're using art in the therapy, blah, 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 whatever. But, you know, it was just really, really nice. I like to see people talking about animation as passionately as Picani does. I really wish that more people did, and in more ways. And it's really upsetting the way things are going right now in the industry. But it's nice to have these little moments where I'm like, at least some people get it. Some of them do, I guess. Some of them. I hadn't, I obviously know about art therapy and know that it's a huge thing, though I don't think I've ever really attempted to use it the way that, like, they used it with Sam here. And I was kind of wondering what they said when Picani was like, take those words and start compartmentalizing them or whatever. I'm like, maybe I should give that a try. Or would it just stress me out more because my expectations of my art is so much higher than my art skill can make? And even when I'm trying to not think about it, it would still intertwine with everything. And I'm like, the whole point is turning off the brain, but brain doesn't want to shut up. You know, like, I have wheels. Like, you know, you spin the wheel to get an option. I have wheels that tell me what activity to do. And then I have wheels that determine what kind of activity I got to do. So like I have a wheel that's like paint, draw, write, play video games, whatever. And I spin it and it lands on like painting, then I have another wheel to spin that's like watercolor, acrylic, or oil. And I spin that wheel because thinking and making decisions are not my strong suit, clearly. We're all working on ways to improve ourselves, and you know, I want to make a spider Sona too, but I feel like I'm not entirely sure how I would want it to actually work. Like I like the idea and concept, but I don't actually have any ideas for it. So I'm like, maybe I'll just wait. Besides, actually drawing nowadays has been really, really tough because, you know, just inspiration and motivation just poof with how everything has been lately. But I think I'm starting to get back on the horse a little bit. I have some ideas and I have been drawing a little bit. Not nearly as much as I want to, but hopefully those darn wheels will help because I've been meaning to make more things lately, and sometimes it's really hard to make myself make a decision on what to work on. So if I just spin the damn wheel and get a project to work on or something to do, maybe that'll help me actually get some things done instead of just sitting around doing nothing. I'm gonna spin my wheel and see what I get right now. Let's go. My general activity wheel. You see, we got drawing, writing, crocheting, video games, painting, or skill building, and then there's a break slide. And we'll see what I land on. And that'll be what I want to do for the rest of the day. It landed on break. I didn't really want to take a break, but I guess it's kind of telling me to. But I have choices for what I should do on my break. So let's spin this again and see what we got. It's on the line, but it says read. Okay. Maybe I'll read a little bit of fan fiction or something to try to make my brain relax. But, you know, that kind of stuff to try and contain the chaos that's up here, because it's nuts up here. But thank you for that lovely cartoon therapy. It's been a long time since we've seen Picani, but I'm really happy to see him again. And his new accent is very fun because it's like, sometimes it's really, it's like, sometimes it's pretty subtle and it's like, yeah, you can hear it, but on certain words it's really strong. And those are the ones that make me like grin or chuckle, because it's just like, wow, that word was very accented, wow. But in a good way, and it's nice to see him get his own characterization and everything like that, because obviously with the sides, they're unique but still you, so it's much more constricted in on like, it's you, but you know, just a little bit more on this side than normal versus Picani is a whole new character, and I'm excited to see more of him. I was scanning the background the entire time trying to see as many Easter eggs as like. Anyway, I loved that. Thank you for that. I probably needed to hear some of that, especially with how this last semester ended. It was rough and it was delightful. I like seeing Dahlia in a new role, I guess, because I don't remember last time we've seen her on your channel for scripted or unscripted content. It feels like it's been a while. I know she was in the Clue video, but that was a while ago. Was she in anything after that? I can't remember. I don't know, it's been a while. She looks good in the red wig. And her outfit, just the color coordination on the outfit is just really good. I don't know who did that, but it was really nice. And you know, I really loved it. Thank you for all the hard work you put into it. And if you're someone other than Thomas and for some reason you like watching me watch things or want to see other things I do, you already know what to do down there. I'm not gonna tell you. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.